Hey mates, what's up? I hope you are all doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to run your own AI language model locally on your computer using LM Studio. That means you can set up your own version of ChatGPT right from home. No subscription, no limits, and no data being sent to the cloud. With GPU support, you'll get high performance and fast response, completely uncensored, 100% private. The best, it's totally free. You'll also be able to choose from thousands of different models from around the world, each tailored for different tasks like coding, research, writing, or just having fun conversation. So if you ever wanted to have your own AI assistant that's fully controlled, stick around because I'm gonna show you step by step how to make it happen. So let's begin. Alright, let's navigate to LM Studio website and download the version that match to our operation system. As you can see, I'm using Windows. It's by default will choose for us Windows. Downloading the file. After the file has been downloaded, let's run it. And as you can see, it asks you which user you want to use, for everybody or for yourself. And this is the location it will install LM Studio. Remember this location because if you remove the software, you will need to delete the cache and all the model because it takes a lot of space. Okay, now it install it. Let's run it. And as you can see, it asks you what is your level. I will choose developer, but you can choose any level you want. Okay, now it suggests us based on our hardware capabilities which model is recommended. I will skip for the moment. The app is running, and at the top, as you can see, you have a menu that you can choose which model you want to run. Let's choose the model that it suggests us, but in the meantime I would like to download another model that I used before from Alibaba because it's much lighter. As you can see, it takes only 2.5 giga compared to the one it's offer us like 12 gigs. Basically, you can search any model type you want. For example, you can type coding, Python, the release date, last update, read the reviews, the specification, what this model is doing, and just download whatever you want. At the meanwhile it's download, let's go to the setting tab, and under hardware you can see that there is a GPU support. Just make sure that you have the latest driver. In my case it's NVIDIA and CUDA installed. Basically it will happen automatically if you use Windows. You can disable the GPU, enable the GPU, you can tweak the setting for maximum performance. As well with the other hardware setting, it's very flexible. As it's still downloading the first model, the lighter model, let's go to ChatGPT and ask him for recommendation based of our hardware, which model it recommended. So I asked ChatGPT about local ALM for coding, 16 gigabyte RAM and 12 cores. Provide me a couple of models be fine running on my hardware. Also ask ChatGPT models that will summarize documentation because it's very useful task running locally if you want to keep your documentation locally and not in the cloud. And he gave me a couple of suggestions. You can just copy and paste those models. LM Studio will find it for you and you can install it based on your hardware. First model has been downloaded, lighter model. Resume now the first download of the heavier model that LM Studio suggests us. In the meanwhile, let's load the model that already has been downloaded. And as you can see, you can also check the location of the model download library if you want to delete it in the future. It won't take too much space. Alright, so let's load the model and start chatting with that. I will check the resource it's taking by opening the task manager. As you can see, this model doesn't consume too much memory, not too much CPU, and I don't see too much writing to the disk. I guess this one based more on GPU. And the nice thing about this model, I write him hello, and you can see the thinking process, the elimination, assuming how it gets to each conclusion. This is something nice about this model. And yes, as I suspected, it's more based on GPU. As you can see, the GPU is on 90%. It takes most of the load from the CPU. That's great. Let's ask him what it can do as a model. Let him think, see the reasoning, and then we'll get the answer. And after we got the answer, just to play around with the model, I ask it what is the meaning of life. And again, you can see the thinking procedure, how it gets to each conclusion, how we decide what to answer. Give it to run a bit to get to the final conclusion, and then it will write us the answer. And as you can see, the GPU working quite hard, but still most of the other resources are available. So that's great. Now that I know what is the meaning of life, I ask it to write us a code that present the top stocks in the Nasdaq that performed the best over the week, and it took about 10 minutes, and I saw the thinking procedure. It was quite tedious, but it was really nice to see the elimination and the way I get to conclusion what I want to know without too much information. After 10 minutes, I got a script that is quite impressive, and it was well worth it, because I didn't give it any guidance or which libraries to use or how to approach it and the source of data, but it figured it out by itself by elimination and guessing what the hell I wanted. Alright, the other model, the heavier one, has been downloaded. Let's load it and ask it a couple of questions. Well, it's taking some time to load. Let's speed up the video because it's going to use a lot of RAM and space. This model is much heavier, but as you can see, we use most of the time the CPU and the GPU, most of the RAM, but it doesn't write and read from disk too much, so we don't have too much swapping, so we get good results with this one as well, but it's not optimized to GPU. And I ask it what is the best country to make friends. If I'm talking about United States, I can give it an answer. We didn't see the thinking procedure too much. I guess you can tweak it and debug it, that it will show you how it think. However, we got faster replies, so I don't mind too much. Now let's check if it's censor you, and you can ask anything you want. So I ask it to give me a tool, a code or Python script that can take a look on a SaaS or website on the web and copy it, something similar as my own service. Not something illegal, something similar. Unfortunately, he didn't let me do that, even though I told him I want to do everything legal. I just want something would be similar, I get inspiration, but it was censorized. Then I tried with the other model, and the other model for some reason have access to the history, so it didn't let me as well. But I will show you how you can download uncensored model. You can ask ChatGPT or just on the top menu and look for uncensored model. Now I'm going to show you how to install the same program LM Studio on Linux, and there we will check the model that are not censored, and they will give us this kind of tool. As you can see, if you look at the top for uncensored model, you can find many of those. So let's install it on our Linux machine, because I want to show you how to install LM Studio on Linux with GPU support. So let's restart this Windows machine and boot from Linux machine. But you can see that in the end, the Alibaba model, the lighter one that do a lot of things, actually gave us a script that does it. I guess that they cover the ass just to say, oh, it's unethical or something, but in the end they will provide you the answer, because yeah, they need to cover the ass and be politically correct. So the model warn you that it's for education only. Alright, just remember that before you remove LM Studio, if you want to uninstall it, delete the models from the LM Studio folder, because you don't want to keep those models. It takes too much space, it can get to hundreds of gigabytes. Alright, let's move to the Linux. So basically, again, you go back to the website, lmstudio.ai, choose download. It automatically will recognize your OS. You will get it as app image. Let it download. It's taking some time. Okay, after you download, go to the download folder. Let's give the file execution permission, and let's run the file. And as you can see, it's loading. Get started. Choose your level. I'm choosing developer. It doesn't really matter. Okay, it's offer us to download the same model as before. Let me just zoom in and change to dark mode. It's easier to see. And as you can see here, you have on the setting hardware, you can see that GPU supported. You just need to make sure your drivers are installed correctly, and CUDA is installed as well. Basically, all you need to do is just go to drivers manager in Mint anyway, in Ubuntu, and check you have the latest NVIDIA driver in my case, or any GPU that you use. Most of it will be NVIDIA. In the terminal, download the CUDA for your driver, and then run NVIDIA-SMI and see that you actually recognize the GPU. Okay, so let's look for uncensored model. We will ask ChatGPT. We want the uncensored LLM model, 100% unfiltered. Give it a couple of names. Let's choose one and download it. I'm choosing the most up-to-date one. This one is 25 days ago. 360 downloads, a couple of likes. Okay, for me, let it download. Meantime, I open a couple of terminal windows on the side. I want to see the CPU usage, the disk reading and writing, and GPU usage as well, memory usage. Let's load the model, give it a couple of moments. This is quite heavy model. Yeah, the GPU on 30%. There is a reading and writing to the disk, but not something major, and the CPU is okay, memory okay. Okay, now let's ask it for a code that will copy and mimic SAS or a website. And yeah, it gives us recommendation for library in Python that can use for web scripting as Beautiful Soup and Scrappy. It gives us the script to download the website. Let's ask him to write a joke that is unpolitically correct. I write a joke about a parrot and a bartender and something. Let's see if we'll use profanity. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, use the F word as well. Good. So it's uncensored. Very nice. So that's it basically. And remember, when you want to remove LM Studio, you can just delete the app data. Then go to the home folder and look for .lm studio. It's a hidden file, and delete the models because it takes loads of space. And that's it. We can close the machine, and I hope you understand and everything is clear. If you have any question, feel free to write in the comment. Wish you a lovely day and all the best. Cheers.